Okay, plow truck part 2. We're going to have a look at the actual plow and the implementation of that. So, let's have a look at the front over here. First of all, it's just thin tin sort of body sheet metal stuff. And I actually looked at my pusher snow shovel and saw that it had about this kind of a curve, and thought that my plow should have a similar curve. So I found a piece of firewood that was about this shape, cut out the tin to the size that I wanted, and then just bent it by hand. As you can see, it's just thin. I don't know, it's probably 18 or 20 gauge steel, and I just bent it to that shape. Drilled a couple of holes in her here, bent another piece of that nice 2-inch aluminum bar, or 2-inch aluminum stock, 1/8 inch thick, bent that here. Little chunk of aluminum angle here, just 2 more holes, bing bing. That goes, the linkage here goes to the servo, which is there. I'll show you that in a minute. Down here I've cut that 2-inch wide bar in half, drilled a hole in the middle here so it can pivot, and another hole here to keep it from pivoting. And you can see here, this is just a hinge. It's actually just like a household cabinet hinge or something I found. And that's screwed onto this aluminum and screwed onto the front skid plate there. And if you look, from a top-down view, you can see the plow is angled off. That's so you're not trying to push all of your snow directly in front, and it'll curl and roll off to the side as you're going that way. Because otherwise you'd never get anywhere with a little scale machine. It only weighs 15 pounds or so. So you're not going to push a ton of snow with 15 pounds worth of truck. Now, from underneath, you can see that linkage here coming off the back of the plow goes to a servo saver, keep my servo gears from being munched. Standard Futaba S148 or whatever the old standard Futaba servos are. And I just bent a little chunk of the ever-present 1/8 inch aluminum there, bolt to the frame rail, bolt to this end of the servo. The other end of the servo is floating free in place. Basically, you sort of see in there. I just haven't had any trouble with it. That gives it a little bit of wiggle room, I guess, but it's just an old cheap servo. If I break the ears off of this end, I'll put another old cheap servo in its place. And there you go with just the standard Futaba little low torque servo and my trusty Traxxas TQ3, because it's the cheapest 3-channel system I could find. I just use this little it's the gear shift or forward reverse shift, I think, for T-Maxes or whatever. And I just use that for my plow. So here we go. Ta-da!